Well, greetings to you. I hardly ever watch live TV. The adverts are a bit of a pain, so we record something, we fast forward, or we tend to watch films and stuff like that, or DVDs, whatever. Now, the other day we're in a little cottage and we were having to watch live TV, because that's all there was, a little TV in the corner, and so we watched a little bit of live TV. And I took an interest, because we couldn't fast forward through the adverts, I took rather an interest in the commercials, which I found rather interesting. Now, I actually passed a diploma with the Institute of Marketing in 1974, I think it was, many, many years ago, and learnt something about the concept of marketing and advertising. And it seems to me that we've got rid of all the basics that I used to learn. And I made a few notes as I went through, of the companies who were advertising. Now, the point of advertising is, if you're trying to get to somebody, if you're a supermarket or a motor manufacturer or something, what you're trying to do is project the people that you're trying to sell to on the screen. In other words, if it's a family car, you want a family. If it's food or whatever it happens to be, the target has to be the kind of people that you're wanting to sell to. Usually these are family-based, but not always. Now, we're not getting on our screens at all, are we? We're not getting the typical family. We're not getting the typical family. We're getting a subliminal political message sent to us all the time. So, for example, less than 3% of married couples or family couples in this country are interracial. Now, I've got nothing against interracial marriages, none of my business, i.e. black and white, blacks marrying white, and so on and so forth. That's not my business, and that's fine. But it's only 3%. Now, I've hardly seen a single advert from a supermarket which reflects that figure. So I've seen Asda, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Tesco, Aldi selling things like barbecue meat and barbecue food and so on and so forth, all this kind of thing, where they are nearly always black families or mixed families which don't reflect society at all in this country. And it's giving people a completely wrong idea, and it makes them uneasy, because a recent poll showed that most people think that maybe there are 30% of the population as ethnic minorities, because that's what's being portrayed in commercials, and that's the subliminal message that they're getting, and that's wrong, and it's dangerous. There are other things going on which don't seem to make any sense. The banks, for example. Andy, hi Andy at the Halifax. My bank's with the Halifax. What you do in the privacy of your own bedroom is nothing to do with me. I'm a libertarian. I'm not bothered. But you and your Pride Week, don't tell me to get a new account if I don't agree with the fact that all the employees have been told to wave little rainbow flags. All right? You're a bank. You're a bank. You're not a political party. Don't involve me in your politics or your sexual preferences, please. Do whatever you like, but don't involve me. It's the same with Lloyds Bank. I'm not in favour of legal immigration. So the money and sponsorship that you give to charities for actually supporting these people legally, I'm not comfortable with. Don't do it. You're a bank. Barclays, when you were advertising a little while ago, you had a major advertising campaign. Again, are all your employees black? There's nothing wrong with black employees. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're giving the impression again that all your employees are black. And that can't possibly conceivably be the case. Let me talk about oil companies. Without oil, the global economy would totally and utterly collapse. What is your problem, oil companies and your executives and your copywriters and your advertisers? Be proud. People used to be proud. I'm in the oil business. You're in the oil. It's a very noble and good thing to be in the oil business. Be proud of what you're in. If you're not proud of being in the oil business, don't be in the oil business. Resign. Get another job. But oil is absolutely essential to mankind. So stop apologising for it. It's good. Be proud again. Let's have a proud week, if you will, for producing oil. And you can be proud of that, producing oil. That is something to be proud of. You can't actually be proud of a minority sexual interest any more than you can be proud of having ginger hair, being short or being tall, because that's how you were born. It's not an achievement. You haven't made an achievement. So you can only be proud of an achievement, not an accident of birth. So let's start getting some things right. Not everybody supports the Ukraine in this war. A lot of people think the Ukraine are responsible in part for starting this war, and sponsored by NATO and the American neocons. You've got your own view of that, and I've done videos on this before. You must make up your own decision. But if you're trying to sell me a product, don't assume that I'm a waver of a blue and yellow flag, because I'm not, all right? Don't make observations or assumptions, please. You're there to sell a product, so keep your nose out of politics. Scottish Widows, Legal and General, and various other investment organisations. Don't tell me all about how wonderfully sustainable everything is. If you're running my pension scheme and people's pension schemes, they expect you to get the best possible returns for when they retire in old age as they can, because it's getting more and more expensive for old age pensioners. Don't boast that you're actually making investments on a political basis, because it's not good. You've got to make investments on behalf of your clients to get the best return. So Legal and General and Scottish Widows and others, stop boasting about that. It's very annoying. Drax, and I'll finish up with Drax because they're down the road to me. They're down the road to me. Look, stop pretending that you're wonderfully green and you're going to save the planet and all that kind of bollocks, all right? Can you just stop doing that with your wretched Twitter posts? You bring trees from the other side of the world on a boat powered by diesel. They're put on a bloody great train, which is powered by diesel, and brought all the way to Drax to be burned significantly less efficiently than coal. All right, that's what you do. Stop boasting about all that kind of crap. What your customers want, and I am one, and most of us in the north of England are one, what we want is cheap, reliable energy. And can you change around to saying, we're doing our best here at Drax to provide you with cheap, reliable energy. We're not interested in your directors or your HR department or your marketing department's blasted green politics, all right? Do your job. Bring us cheap and reliable energy. The list goes on, but I'm afraid I only bore you to death, and I know a lot of my followers agree with me on this subject. For goodness sake, everybody, stop it. Stop it. We're all fed up with it. Well, greetings to you. As you know, social media was a wonderful invention so that we could all communicate with each other and share our views, and share views that aren't necessarily in line with the establishment, the global establishment, which is run mainly by banks and big pharma. So I've been doing my best to do that, but I am increasingly being shadow banned or taken down, and so are many others. So beware of that, and I will be tagging anything I do in the future with various sources and various channels, so that you will know, well, I've been censored from this, but I've been censored, but you can find it somewhere else. So the whole thing can continue. And I think some of these new channels, which aren't owned by the establishment or influenced by the establishment, banks and big pharma and all the rest, you'll be able to follow the facts. And that doesn't mean fact checkers, of course, which are owned by the establishment. So I just thought I'd give you the heads up on that. And thank you for your sponsorship and your support. I thank you for it. Without you and the information that sometimes you people send me, I couldn't continue. Thank you again. As most of you know, my work is very heavily independently research based. And I get my information from all over the world. It would help if you press the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, because the more subscribers I have, the more likely it is that international independent research institutes will share their material with me. It's most helpful, and then of course I automatically share it with you. So surprise, won't cost you anything. Thank you very much.